It's the show of record inside college basketball from our New York studios. Adam Zucker alongside Ice Young, Roy Hibbert, Gary Parrish, right there. We still had 3 undefeateds entering the day after Miami, Ohio went to 20-0 Tuesday night. The other 2 in action Wednesday. We start with the team at the top. Arizona facing a Cincinnati squad coming off a win over number 2 Iowa State. Potentially dangerous, and it was close for a while. And then there was this thing called halftime, after which Matthias Krivas and the Wildcats just exploded on him, Ice, including Roy's favorite big man here, Koa Pete.
Yeah, Pete getting down the lane and the nice finish inside. I tell you what, Arizona outscored Cincy 44-24 in the second half. Easy looks, high percentage looks, and Karchenkov also had a good game. He kisses it off the glass. A good win for number 1.
Yeah, like you said, outscored them by 20 after halftime and held Cincinnati to just 26% from the field in the second half as they moved to 19-0. All right, meantime, Nebraska, number 7 in the country, trying to go to 8-0 in conference play for the first time since the 60s, facing Washington and Jamarcus Lawrence, putting the Huskers up by 14 GP.
Now they're up 11, and Price Sanford got going. Knocks down a 3. He does that all the time. This is less frequent, but look at it. Got to the rim, finished, got fouled, made the free throw. It's a 16-point game. Let's see Sanford one more time. He had a game high, 23 points on 13 shots. Nebraska wins it 76-66, 19-0, 23 straight wins for the Cornhuskers, dating back to last season.
And Sanford, 22 or more in 4 straight games, but Braden Frazier, their 3rd leading scorer, did not return after an apparent ankle injury in the first half. And so, three's company indeed, and some numbers to go along with it. Arizona 19-0 for the first time in over a decade, but Nebraska, it's school history, and they hope that includes their first ever NCAA tournament win. And Miami is now a perfect 20-0. It's good to be undefeated, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it is. This Arizona team is showing me 2 things. 2 things really stand out to me. The fact that they're such a well-balanced team. Only 4 of the starters were in double figures, and they won with Koa Pete having a pedestrian night, 13-6. But Jaden Bradley had no points, but he had 0 turnovers, and I loved it. He didn't try to force it. No, he didn't have 0 points, but he didn't try to force it. And then on the other end, defense. I talked about it earlier on. The fact that they held Cincinnati to 30% shooting from the field. That's great, and 19% from the 3-point line. They're doing it on both ends, and they're just grinding teams down.
Yeah, I think these teams that we're seeing that are undefeated know their identity already. And to me, it's clear about Nebraska. They know what they're trying to do. They want to move the ball. They want to have high ball and player movement. They want to share the wealth, and then they shoot the 3, almost 36%. I feel like in watching them play, they look like that well-oiled machine that you just mentioned.
How long does it all last?
Probably not much longer.
Ooh,
the
GP.
truth is they don't overwhelm you like Michigan did earlier in the season. But like you said, they know who they are. They know how to play. They're a confident bunch. And Fred Hoiberg's talked about it consistently, the way they've just handled all of this attention and success really, really well. And now they are setting themselves up to, scratch something off of their program, which is they're the only power conference team that's never in the history of the NCAA tournament won a game in that bracket. Now they're projecting as like a 2 seed, a 3 seed. They could get on the 1 seed line. And if you do that, odds are you're going to win a game in the bracket, and they'll never be able to talk about you like that again.
That's true. Hopefully Frager can come back soon. Yeah. Nebraska and Arizona both with gauntlets as the conference play continues. Miami, Ohio, it's been 2 straight in overtime to stay perfect on the year. Highlights of our game between St. Mary's and Oregon State on the way later. But the guys atop the West Coast Conference, number 8 Gonzaga, they're missing Graham Ike for the 2nd straight game to go with Braden Huff's long-term absence. They were at home against Pepperdine, who's down at the bottom of the West Coast Conference standings. So who's going to step up? Well, everybody. David Fogel gathering the loose ball, takes it himself, Roy, and a lot of defense becoming offense here.
Oh, yeah, Deani, the big man with the block, and then they're off to the races. Grant Foster, he's going to get it. He's going to take his time to footwork, spin, and dunk. The Bulldogs are up by 21. Then Mario St. Supri is going to pull up from, 3. He will knock it down. Gonzaga has 20 straight wins versus unranked teams. 3rd straight win by 20-plus points. 51 straight wins versus Pepperdine. Oy vey.
Jeez, 51 straight wins versus
51 straight against
They call that BTA.
Back to 2002.
Don't ask me what
Don't ask her.
I was steam is coming out of my ear.
Now's not the time.
I'm still filtering out Roy's rhyming skills that have taken over the show. Yeah. So Gonzaga, though, Gare, they need their best players back, but maybe not immediately.
Yeah, listen, Braden Huff is great. Graham Ike is a All-American candidate. They're going to need them for the NCAA tournament, and Ike should be back before Huff. But they're not going to have their record impacted much in the WCC by the absence of these players because, in truth, they're about 100 spots better in the computers than everybody but 2 other schools in the West Coast Conference. So the one to watch here is Braden Huff because they've got a big time frame on his return.
4 to 8, right?
4 to 8
Originally,
weeks.
yeah.
4, that's great. 8 takes you past Selection Sunday or just in front of Selection Sunday past the WCC Tournament Championship game. And I don't think you'd want to be reincorporating a key piece like that in a single elimination tournament. Hopefully it's closer to 4 than 8.
There you go. How about a little buzzer beater before we take a break here? Creighton already going for the sweep on Xavier, who got 29 points from Trey Carroll last time out. And he had 29 in this one on 12 of 14. Did Aquaman. They were up by 4 at that point. But Creighton still down 4. Gare, take it away.
That's Blake Harper. Makes it a 2-point game. Now it's a 1-point game. And that's Austin Schwartz at the free throw line. He misses it, but he gets his own rebound. And get it off the backboard. That's a game winner. Creighton wins it 94-93. Xavier has now lost 4 straight games, and Rick Pitino's Red Storm are headed to Cincinnati.
Oh, family fun.
It's going to be a family
Use the Schwartz. As we continue on Inside College Basketball, North Carolina trying to bounce back from their 2 West Coast losses. Back at home facing Notre Dame and Kentucky. They've ignited a spark after a disappointing start to the season.